Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks for joining. Five things that the Philippines forces upon every American expat might even work in your country or apply to those of you from other countries. Let's talk about it.
I never got it, why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance, no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
Now, we're not talking about visas. We're not talking about immigration. We're not talking about length of stay or any of those types of things. We're talking about five things that the Philippines forces upon Americans. Now, like we said, it might apply to the British, it might apply to the Australians, but I can't speak for them only because I never lived in Britain. I've been there, but I've never lived there. I've never experienced life there for any length of time. I've never lived in Australia, never experienced life there, never had to conform to it. But I have in the U.S., that's for sure. I also want to say this more important than anything, this probably applies in some sense to every single American. And I don't doubt that it applies to many others. When you come to the Philippines, it's going to force you, the Philippines is going to force you to recognize that life is not a bed of roses. And it doesn't matter really how bad your life was in America, it's not going to be perfect here. It's what you make of it. If you leave behind all those things that made your life bad or miserable or whatever you want to call it, then it's going to be better here. That's for sure. But it's not going to be a bed of roses. And more so, it's not going to be, and still is not, and will not for a long time be a bed of roses for the Filipinos. And you should expect that, and you should accept that, and you should understand there's very little you can do about that. It makes you realize that your future is interconnected to everyone. You know, your if I go downstairs, I get in a trike and I take it to breakfast. Okay? My future is interconnected to that trike driver that he doesn't run into a 18-wheel truck on the way. All right? Or he doesn't lose control and or do something stupid that gets me killed. Life is always interconnected to all of the people around you. And if you consider that your life is one way, consider how his life is. Just like consider the people that serve you your food, that clean your apartment, that do your laundry, whatever services you use. You're interconnected to them. You may want to be thinking about how interconnected you are to their life, how important it is that you don't make their day miserable, that you're respectful, polite. I don't mean you give away money, I just mean show them the respect that they're showing you. The Philippines is going to make you realize that doing something is better than nothing, but be smart. You know, we see a lot of videos about dumbass Americans. Actually, we see a lot of videos about dumbass Americans, dumbass British people, dumbass Australians. I don't think that any country has the express crown of dumbass everywhere. I mean, there are bad apples everywhere. So sometimes when you need to accomplish something, you have to get it done. Okay? But that doesn't mean you're stupid about it. It means you should be smart. You should be polite. You should interact in a polite manner. And it also means that you learn a lesson, that you learn, hey, this is how it is. There's something different here that I have to accept. What else is there? The Philippines is going to shatter those people who have a sense of personal entitlement. You're not entitled to jack shit. Nothing. You're entitled to enter the country. You're entitled to spend your money. You're entitled to, oh, really? That's about all you're really entitled to. Okay? The rest of it is up to you. There's no social safety net for you here. There's no healthcare safety net for you here. There's nothing for you. All right? You aren't guaranteed a meal today. You're not guaranteed a beer. Okay? I mean, think about this. If Filipino citizens, people that are born here for generations, all the generations, aren't entitled to eat every day, what makes you think you are? You have got to get rid of that sense of entitlement. You know, if you think you're rich, you know, you can come here with a couple of million US dollars and you don't even scratch the surface of being in that elite population because you're not a citizen. You may be able to dabble a little bit. You know, you may be able to make some political contributions. You may be able to do this. You may be able to do that. But you will never be in that elite group of individuals. In fact, your rights will always be less than a Filipino. You're not entitled to anything. Finally, it makes you realize just how lucky you are. For all of the things that you've quote unquote given up, it makes you understand how lucky you are. I am sure that some of you have had difficult lives. I am sure that some of you have had difficult futures. I am sure that life has not been a bed of roses for many people. I don't know anybody that gets through life that way. But it does make you realize when you start to get outside and look around and interact with the Philippine culture, you start to realize just how lucky you are. Now, with all of that being said, what is the Philippines going to do? It's going to give you an opportunity for a new branch of your life. You know, it's not going to give you a new life because you're not going to get rid of your old one. You go down a road, you come to a fork, you have a left or a right road, whichever one. That's what it's going to give you. And what you make of it is up to you. How you interact is up to you. And trust me, how you interact is going to have a big impact on how you're treated. It's really that simple. Hey, look, if you found this interesting, please do subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and we really hope you have a great day. Take care.